Go for it. What do we got?
All right. Is it possible to gain muscle while on a calorie deficit? In other words, can you burn fat and gain muscle on a calorie deficit? Mike, what's too much protein in one sitting?
It's different for everybody. So what you want to do is the very best you can. So try some PRP, some stem cell. This is about regeneration to the bones and ligaments. The question is benefits from training at night. Carbs, man, oatmeal, obviously, sweet potatoes, rice. Those are my go-tos. I like Ezekiel bread. I like pasta on high days. Rice is really a lot of go-to. The oatmeal. Mommy's over there. Titan, looking for mom. See that? Take naps? Yes, I do. I love my naps. Titan, you want to go live? Titan, come here.
All right.
Go for it. What do we got?
All right. Hi. Is it possible to gain muscle while on a calorie deficit? In other words, can you burn fat and gain muscle on a calorie deficit?
It's very hard. I would just do one at a time. Either you're trying to lose fat and retain the muscle, but yeah, it's pretty tough because remember, you guys, if you're trying to gain muscle and you're in a surplus, a good amount of muscle for a year is 5 pounds. So you're just trying to put on 5 pounds a year of muscle, and that's with a surplus. So imagine trying to put on muscle in a deficit. So that kind of answers the question. Do one at a time. Either you're trying to get rid of fat and retain as best you can with the muscle you have, or put on some muscle and you're going to put on a little bit of body fat. But again, it is harder to gain muscle. So it's pretty easy to get rid of fat. So that's the focus. Okay.
All right. Go down. The next one.
Look
at the details. Okay, now that. Can you regenerate a disc in back, Mike?
I'm sorry, what's this one?
That's about look at MLB players. They get rich, failing 70% of the time, batting 800.
Yeah, so that was point is about talking about going out for castings and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You're going to get said no to a lot of the times. And so that was a great reference. I'm sorry if you're still not here, my friend. That is a great analogy.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is the very best you can. So try some PRP, some stem cell. This is about regeneration to the bones and ligaments. And we're still trying to figure out how to do this the best ability. You still want to keep the space is real big importance here, is the space between the discs. So as those are deteriorating, it's closing in and crushing in between those nerves. That's what you don't want. And that's why it's important to make sure that you continue to lift heavy as long as you possibly can.
Give him a kiss. All right, let's see. Your goal is a lifestyle like wrestling, training, sports, mindset. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again, my friend. He was just talking about how the mindset is that lifestyle, the wrestling, the training, the sports mindset.
I didn't understand.
Mike, you still train martial arts? The whole family does. This is something I think for any family you should do it. Mostly your kids should always be into some type of martial arts. I think I recommend, and I'm glad that my parents raised me that way. What are you doing? What are you doing, superstar? We've created this little guy. So the maturity level comes from like Keith Evans living here for 6 months, teaching him all these kind of habits. Let's see, benefits of. Here's a good question. A bumblebee? Well, question is, Benefits from training at night. I think some of the good benefits of it is, first of all, just whatever stress you have during the day, it takes it away. Also, it kind of just finishes off all those calories that you had during the day. So you're going to bed in a good deficit. If you're trying to lean up, it's probably a recommendation. For me, I don't do it at night. I love mornings. I just don't have enough energy, mostly mental energy by the end of the night to get that workout in. The question here, and this might be a follow-up question to something said earlier. Somebody asked me about can you do one meal a day? And I think that's just idiotic. And a follow-up question to that is there too much protein for one sitting? And yeah, that's, the big term, or the studies when I was growing up, was you can only take in about 30 to 40 grams of protein per sitting every 2 to 3 hours. So imagine you assuming that you can eat one meal and take in, I don't know, for me, 300 grams of protein in the body to utilize that. It's not feasible. So, here he comes up with everything. So that's why I don't like the idea of the one meal a day. You're teaching your body to function off of something so
Do you want more pizza?
not sustainable. Just remember, your dieting now is going to kind of tell you where you're going to be in 10 years. And so that's why I worry about you guys when you guys get into this fasting or eating one meal a day. It's like, are you thinking about next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Or are you just focused on right now getting in shape? And that's what I just worry about. A lot of health and fitness and a lot of stuff that you guys hear. It's just a basic, eat your meals, small meals throughout the day, stay consistent the best you can. And your ultimate goal should be, even if you're doing a show now, or a powerlifting meet now, or a martial arts tournament, or anything right now, try to keep your focus also on what is it doing to you in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Okay, that's just one of the big ones. Do you see anything else?
Well, there's a lot of stuff on there. Me too. 13 and 63 years later, still exercising hard. Started at 13. 63 years later. That's great, Stefan. Darren Bobo. Hey,
No, don't skip
hey,
Darren Bobo. Skip it. No.
Southern what?
No,
I need to read Darren.
No, you don't need to.
Hi, Mary. Bobo, just text. Just text your question.
I like this. I work out twice a day. This gentleman is over 50.
Can easily eat 3,000 calories a day.
Without gaining weight. So the great thing there is two things. One is he's exercising at a professional level. He's eating a good amount of calories and he's over 50. So this is kind of one of those things that I'm assuming at times you cut back to one workout a day or maybe even 4 workouts a week and still maintain those kind of calories. But he's setting himself up to win in the future. He's 50 now, so at 60, I bet you I can go back to this gentleman here and he's going to be looking great and doing great in 10 years. So I know this is the hardest thing you guys can do. This is the hardest thing you can do. And I don't know why I got lucky as a youngster being around the right people. But even as a teenage powerlifting champion and a teenage bodybuilding champion who competed against men at that time in both powerlifting and bodybuilding, I understood at that time at 18, 19, 20 years old that I wanted to do this when I'm 60, 70, 80 years old. And so my approach was to do the best I could at that time without jeopardizing long-term goals. I don't know if you guys love lifting or being as mobile or athletic as I am now, and you guys just want to use it up by your 20s and 30s. For me, I never wanted to use it up. I wanted to be able to be athletic no matter what age I was. I wanted to be able to tussle at whatever age I was. And so I kind of always had on the backside of my mind the goal for future. And I know that's a hard thing for a youngster that wants to be a champion, the greatest in the world. But try the best you can to keep that also in focus, that your competing years, maybe 10 or 20 years of competing at that most pinnacle level. Think about the possibility of being athletic for your full life and living that full extreme life athletically and being able to be mobile. Even as a grandfather, getting out there and playing basketball with your grandkids, I would hope that would be also something on your mind. Even as I was at 18, 19, that was still on my focus, that I wanted to be able to do that. And that could be because I did not want to work a 9 to 5 at no point in my entire life. So that was one of the biggest things. And so joints is what they're asking. And that's why it goes right back to my heavy lifting sets up my joints to be the most healthy because there's less mileage. There's less mileage. And there's more stress to the body, which makes my body stronger. So more stress, stronger body, less mileage allows me to still lift the way I do today relative to a lot of the guys, or the majority of the guys that I was with in the 70s and 80s that did tons and tons and tons of work and just rode those joints and ligaments into the ground by the time they were mid-30s. So that's something to keep in mind for all of you, okay? And that's men and women, everybody today.
What do you pick it out? Picky! Elephant! Oh! Elephant.
What do we got here? What do we got? Go for it, Momo. Can you see that?
Mike, what's too much protein in one sitting?
It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody, but a good range for anybody that's pretty good size, unless you're my size. 30 is a good range. 30 to 40 is a really good range. And again, it depends on your size and everything, guys. Here we go. Go for it.
Hi, Mr. O'Hearn. 6 feet tall, 240 pounds, waiting on blood work to come back to know my vitals throughout the properly losing weight without losing my existing muscle.
Well, your blood work's not going to show you that.
I was going to say.
Yeah, so I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, blood work will show you.
I don't think he said. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
No, my vitals. Thoughts on proper losing weight without losing muscle. Oh, yeah. He says two things. Yeah, so let's get your blood work back, and then let's take a look at that in the Titan crew. And then let's talk again after that, and then find out where your nutrition is. And then we can figure out how you can diet down and retain that muscle and get lean. But I love the stats of 6 foot 240. Another one, go for it. Thank you for the donation.
All right. Hello, Mike. Can we build muscle on a raw vegan diet? Eating go up a little bit. Eating monthly fruits and vegetables. Mostly fruits and vegetables. Can we run 3 times a week for 1 hour while doing weightlifting?
I think
This person is vegan, obviously.
yeah. So it just depends. It's got to be a good amount of protein in there. Obviously, the running hour a week is going to kind of lose those days on building muscle. But great for your heart in the sense of if you're trying to get more white blood cells and just get a good cardiovascular workout. I would just figure out where your protein intake is. Now, here's the only problem with a vegan is that you have to take in so much carbohydrates to get the right amount of protein. And so it's a tough balance, but you can make it happen. There's also a lot of good vegan proteins. We have a vegan protein. So that's just one of those things. But kick ass, don't give up on how you want to diet and how you want to train. Jeremy missed today's feast. We missed you, buddy.
Jeremy Davis, I don't miss you because you eat my ice cream out of my freezer when I'm not here. Shut up, Jeremy Davis, like you care. Why are they fighting already?
That's how they are. They're a beautiful couple.
Uncle Mike, how can I train without my mom noticing? Why would that be? Your mom doesn't want you to train to be healthy, or they think that
He said tread.
trend?
Yeah, he said tread.
That's
Easy. I don't know why your mom's watching you that close, buddy. Maybe you and your mom have a slightly different relationship.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
There.